Oh, wow, okay, long sleeve as well, that's interesting. Ooh, oh, hello. My God, my good God, look at it. Look at it. Oh, yes. It's everything I've ever wanted in my life and more. That is spectacular. Right, Liverpool's kit for the 26-27 season has been unveiled. It has got a very retro vibe, throwback feel to it, and I have very luckily been sent this. Oof. Now, I have seen the pictures, but I have not, as yet, even opened this box yet. I have my trusty butter knife. Let's crack on. Ooh, okay. So, we've got training top of some description. Oh, wow. I'm guessing a walkout jacket. I'm already feeling very German international vibes to that, like that. We have got a t-shirt. Oh wow, we have got another training top. Another, what is this? Culture wear. Oh my days. Oh my days. Yeah, I've got it here. The shirt. The shirt. Yes. Okay, right. Shall we have a closer look? Yeah, I think we should. Right, okay, here we go. Let's start with the jacket. So, yeah, real bomber jacket sort of vibes, but not quite as sort of thick and heavy, maybe more like baseball jacket kind of thing. It's got a very Germany World Cup 94 kind of vibe to it, which it is weird because I was gonna say that design, Liverpool kind of missed out on it. In my head, that came later, but it's good to see that we're catching up with that, to be perfectly honest. So yeah, like that a lot. I guess this was like a warm-up shirt. Oh, wow, okay, long sleeve as well, that's interesting. So yeah, you can see that, and again, quite in keeping with like the sort of 90s vibe of it all in terms of the design on there. Feels like, so there was the one this season which had like it was inspired sort of by the 94, 95 Liverpool goalkeeper jersey, the purple and green one. This feels like very much along those lines. Again, you've got the centralization of the logos and the badge and the sponsor, and then yeah, very cool designs in there. And these things are normally a bit thicker. So the long sleeve versions, those tops last season were much more sweatshirt like material, but this is just a long sleeve footy shirt effectively. So yeah, very sort of nylon feeling. And then it's got the thumb holes as well, if that's the kind of thing that you're into. Everyone loves a thumb hole, right? Right, let's move on. Ooh, oh, hello. Okay, so when I originally got this out, you could just see there's a white t-shirt. I thought, it's out, plain white t-shirt, no problem. Actually, look at this now. Do I want to be drawing comparisons to a particular Liverpool 13-14 away kit and all this? Yes, I do, because it was one of the best of a bad era. But yeah, again, picking that very iconic Adidas style, putting it on the bottom of the t-shirt, which is not going to be great for the tuck, but for the man who likes an untucked t-shirt, which let's be honest, should probably be all of us, that one should go very nicely indeed. That gives me proper 87 to sort of 1990 kind of vibes, to be honest, which I've a sneaking feeling it is one of the things they're going for. So yeah, there's that, like that a lot. So I mentioned those Germany shirts. If you wanted to know what a Liverpool version of the Germany World Cup 94 shirt would look like, well, wonder no more, because there it is. My God, my good God, look at it. Look at it. I'm having that. If you just said to me that was the shirt, there are a lot of people that would be absolutely made up with that. And not because it's any slight on, the sponsors, but you just don't get sponsorless Liverpool shirts, of course, anymore. So yeah, the opportunity to have something that looks like a sort of retro reimagining fever dream of what could or could not have been from the past. Yeah, I'm having that. I am having that. Okay, so we got culture wear tracky top, and straight off, it's got a very shell suity feel to it. And as a man who lived through the shell suit era of this city, I'm not against it, if I'm being perfectly honest. So they did one top like this in the green range last season. Now this has actually got, I'm just looking at it now, whether this is just a trick of the light that I'm under, but it looks like sort of semi-reflective, like it looks metallic-y, if that makes sense. It's got the really, really thick 3 stripes down the arms. It's actually very light as well, really, really light material. And then yeah, similarly, the shell suit feeling goes on the inside as well. So normally you'd have like a more of a soft cottony lining, like the bring back stuff. As an example, that one's got a really like soft lining, but this one doesn't. It is pure shell suit, pure shell suit. So yeah, bring back the 90s indeed. But I like that, I do like that. It is time for the big one. It is the shirt itself. One thing I can tell you is this isn't going back in the wrapping, because that is beyond my capabilities. Oh my God. Yeah. Oh, no. Yeah. Yeah. Oh yes. It's everything I've ever wanted in my life and more. That is spectacular. Absolutely spectacular. Look at that. Just look at it. Oh, give it like a 90s hair flick there and everything. That is stunning. Absolutely stunning. I say I'm old enough to remember that this is an homage to Liverpool's 1990 or 89-90 home shirt, the very shirt that Liverpool won their title in those days, the one that was the last one we'd won for 30 years until we finally won the Premier League. I was there as a kid, a very, very young kid when that happened. I adored the original of this shirt. My dad was never a fan because to him, he used to call it the paint flex shirt. Like if you wore a Liverpool shirt when you were painting, this is what you'd come out with. But yeah, as I'd have been 6 when the original one of these came out, and it was just like absolutely nothing I'd ever seen before. And actually, there's some sort of real modern flair and touches to it. So I'll show you as the 3 stripes, gone for the really thick 3 stripes on the shoulders, and then that kind of cuts off sort of 3/4 of the way down the sleeve, and then the sleeves extend. Now I've seen a picture of the long sleeve one. I think the long sleeve one carries on with 3 stripes down here, so that'll be interesting to see. As per usual, obviously you've still got the sleeve sponsor on there, and there's some interesting patterning on the back as well, which just kind of breaks up. So obviously it continues, and what you find a lot in modern football shirts is that if they've got a really interesting design on the front, it tends to be a plain back, and I think that can let down a lot of shirts. So I'm really, really like delighted actually to see the fact that they've gone for that pattern all the way around. So yeah, and this is, I'm presuming this is the player issue one, because it's got the rubberized badges, which means obviously it doesn't rub on you so much when you're running around and playing in it. And then beyond that, as per the stuff that we've seen this season, it's got the Climate Cool logo, and it's got like a really interesting sort of dotted pattern on there, which gives it a kind of like a ribbed feel as well, which carries on to the into the inside of the shirt as well. And then you've got the authentic licensed product thing on the bottom as well. So yes, wow. Right, let's see if we can sort some thoughts on these. Okay, so in a minute, I'm going to give you what I think are my 3 favorites from that. If you've got your 3 favorites, let me know in the comment section underneath. But one thing that's just a couple of things that I want to point out. First and foremost, just in terms of this shirt, compared to the rest of the gear that we've been sent here, much brighter red on that one. So yeah, you tend to see that with the training stuff. It gives them an opportunity to use them, again, more sort of traditional bright Liverpool reds. But that got me thinking about this shirt, because obviously this is the homage to 1990. How does it compare to the original? So I just so happen to have one right here. Right, I don't know whether you can see it. Maybe I've done this on a video before, so apologies, I've already given the answer away to this. Anyone who can guess who that is signed by in the comments gets a pat on the back. But yeah, it's not, yeah, that's fine. So yeah, so that's what it's based on. This is an original, not a repro or replica or whatever, as you can tell by the fact that the sponsor's starting to fall off a little bit. But yeah, that is it. Now, obviously the key differences in terms of it are collar for a start. So they've gone with the predominantly red collar with the white stripe on, as opposed to the original, which was white and then you had a grey layer and then the red to do that. And that crossover thing as well, which I feel like maybe Liverpool have missed the boat on. If we've been with Adi a couple of years ago, I feel like they had a little spate of bringing this back a few years ago, so we might have to wait if we want a perfect one-for-one copy of that. But one thing you can see is just the colour difference in there. So I've heard it described in the past that there will be a name for this red, there always is, but it is a darker shade. It reminds me a little bit shade-wise of the Champions League winning home shirt from 2019 in terms of the colour, which I think was maybe like a pepper red or whatever, but I'm certain there'll be a legitimate name. It'll probably be something Liverpool themed, I'd guess. But yeah, much more maroon almost by comparison to this, but obviously we've seen an ongoing trend in recent years towards moving towards darker red Liverpool shirts. In fact, and again, always worth a comparison there, because obviously most people who are interested will have this ones. It is a slightly darker shade than the current season's kit. This is a little bit brighter, and again, a bit closer to sort of, yeah, closer to a maroon than a bright red in that regard. So if you were to go across the three of them, original 1990, super bright red. Again, somewhere in between for this one, and then a little bit darker. But I'll level with you, as much as it's almost a philistinic to say it about Liverpool shirts, I prefer the darker red shirts of the last sort of 10 years or so, if I'm being totally honest. So if you were going to reimagine that shirt, do this, and then you've got the option, I would guess, at some point down the line, to do a bring back version of this shirt, which is again one-for-one sort of replica like they did with the 95 away shirt with the bring back stuff this season. So yeah, that is that. Very cool indeed. So the question is then, what are my favorite things? Look, straight off the bat, forget you last season shirts, old business. That is perfection for me, absolute perfection. That is tippity top of the pile. That has to be number one. I would then say, in a very sort of similar vein, I'm going to go with that. And then, because I just like that pattern, I'm going to go with that top as well. Very cool stuff. Again, I'm obsessed with 90s Adidas designs, in particular ones that Liverpool didn't have. So for us to be able to sort of revisit an alternate past with these things is very cool indeed. And again, this is just my childhood brought back to life. So very good. That is, for me, an absolute 10 out of 10 football shirt. What do you think? Let me know in the comment section underneath. What were your top three? How do you rank it? How do you rank it compared to last season's kit? How do you rank it compared to the original 1990 version of the shirt as well? Let me know in the comments. Drop a like, subscribe, and a massive thanks to Adidas for sending us some stuff over again to have a little closer look at as well. Oh, before I go, we have an affiliate link, by the way. So if you want to buy these shirts or anything that you've seen on here, click the link in the description underneath there. I have no idea how it works, but we get a little bit of money for everything that gets bought through the official club store. So yeah, cool. Do it and help support the channel, as well as looking absolutely 90s fresh as well.